Hey guys, J-Dog here. It's been a busy week for videos, and I appreciate everyone that's watched them, liked them, new subscribers. Got another one last night. That's awesome. Um, okay, Lincoln. Okay, you don't need to sit on my leg. So today in the mail, Fright Rags. A couple things I had ordered from them. Yes, Lincoln, they're shirts. Yes. I told him, hey, want to make a video? And he came up, brought one of his little lambs with him in his mouth. He's all happy to be here. We got the Fright Rags always with their products. You got your packing list. You don't want to see that. They always send you a sticker. They used to send some really cool ones, and I got a lot of them stuck on my laptop. But now they send like their logo one. I don't use that one. I use the other. I have some of the ones that they sent me doubles of. I saved. The other ones I put on my laptop. Maybe sometime I'll take a picture and just put it on a post. But they always send you one of their cool little Fright film facts. So oh, it is an Evil Dead one. I will feast on your soul. I'll feast on your soul. Fright film facts, 14th series. Nearly all of the gore was practical. 70,000 gallons of fake blood were used, including 50,000 gallons in the final scene of The Evil Dead 2013. So that's the 2013 Evil Dead with her sticking her face out of the cellar. And I've got two shirts that I ordered. They were pre-orders, and they came today. We've got the Joe Bob Briggs Wicked Witchy Winding, one of the final specials they have on Shudder. There's some news floating around of they'll be starting a new show in January of next year. I'm interested to see where they land with that. The other shirt that I got is a baseball style tee, and it is, yes, another Joe Bob Briggs one. The Joe Bob Briggs Dawn of the Drive-In shirt. It's a style of Dawn of the Dead, but it's a Joe Bob Briggs shirt. Figure if I ever get to a convention that he's going to be at, it'd be cool to get a picture with him. I mean, I've been watching him since I was a kid. And it says, when there's no more room at the drive-in, the mutants will walk the earth. I'm one of those mutants. I'm currently walking the earth still. But yeah, two new shirts from Fright Rags. Awesome. So, but this is not just to talk about the Fright Rags stuff that I got. This is a statue video again today. We're just doing the one this week because I've made a bunch of videos this week. And again, thank you for everyone that watched, liked, subscribed, shared. We gained 2 new subscribers this week. Welcome. I hope you enjoy the videos I make and the things that I'm showing off. We're doing a big statue today. This is one I did get through Iron Studios, not a third party. I think I got it on sale too at one point. It was a year. Yeah, I think it was a year or 2 ago. But this one, ironically, actually comes with an assembly manual. It's MOJO from the X-Men series, the animated series and comics. Yeah, it comes with an assembly manual. Like, their statues aren't easy enough to assemble, but I guess they don't want you to get confused about what legs go where, you know, because he has a bunch of mechanical parts. Because he's basically like a hut. Like, he's a big slug guy. Lincoln is all kinds of just bouncing all over the place. He was here trying to sit on my leg. He ran around the table, jumped on his bed, rolled around, snarling a little bit, just playing. Now he's getting a drink. Now he's coming back. What's up? What? Okay, hi. Say hi to the camera. Yeah. Kisses. All right, you ready to start putting the statue together? You gonna help? You gonna help your daddy? Huh? You gonna help me out? He's been taking care of his pappy this week. Pappy had surgery again. Well, we made a bunch of videos. We had the time. I wanted to do some variety in my videos, not just a statue once a week. I had the time to do some cooking videos. Usually I just do some pretty average cooking. When I'm doing something new, I'm going to try and make videos of it. That cowboy butter chicken tasted really good. The ranch style beef with green chilies and spuds, that turned out pretty well. A little more soupy than I thought. I might have to adjust the recipe a little bit the next time I do it to thicken up the sauce, make it a little more stewy. We haven't reheated it yet, our leftovers. I know. We haven't reheated it yet, so I don't know if it's going to thicken up in the reheating process. It could. Some things do that. The Cowboys butter chicken and tortellini, the spiciness factor went up a little bit. With that crushed red pepper in there, it did get a little spicier on the reheat. So just keep that in mind. When you use spicy foods, they always come up spicier in the reheat. But we're gonna put together MOJO. Why don't you come up here? You don't want to go up there? There you go. You got it? Alright. Yep, that's your lamb. That's his lamb with no face. His lamb chop, which he got the... Oh, there he goes. Doing his thing. Oh, kicking the blanket off the couch. Are you having fun? Okay, hello. Okay. You're having fun, huh? You're having fun. Yep. Okay. Alright, that's enough. I'd love he'd kiss you for hours if you'll let him. He'll try too. Alright, well here we got MOJO. He's a biggin. Alright, there's the front of the box. This shows him. Over here on the side we got the Iron Studios logo. On the other side, it's a big box because he's a big boy. You got the name MOJO. Lincoln, that's enough. Sit down. And then, okay, that's enough. Sit. Oh, you are sitting. And on the back here, we get what the statue will look like all assembled. Okay, well, it's awkward. It's big and awkward. We're getting it up. We're getting her. Not exactly light, because again, these are polystone, so they are quite sturdy. I can get it out of the box to save my life here. There we go. There we go. Yep. All right. So just hit me in the head. That's okay. Lincoln. Okay. Be back there. I know, you're in the video. Calm yourself. Big box, people. So we're gonna, again, cut that tape. Like I said, I've had this statue for a while. I think I did get it on sale. But again, I was waiting to paint and get the statue cases, and you know, I've been doing some of the newer statues I got, but I need to get into some of these older statues. And with all the videos I did this week, I just figured one video, we'll do one big statue that I have. He came with, at the same time that I bought him, I bought Darkseid, Zack Snyder's Darkseid from Justice League. Okay, here we go. Alright. So we got the box open. There's a lot to this guy. I mean, there really isn't a lot, it's just big. So, we've got stuck in the top half of the box here. One of his mechanical appendages, his legs. And then another mechanical appendage, another leg. And then another mechanical leg appendage. If you don't know about Mojo, Mojo is an entertainer. He likes to, he likes to torment people with his TV show. I'm just going to set this down here because it is heavy and it is large. And it is cumbersome. And we've got, oh, that is one of his weapons. A minigun, which probably is a laser. Because his world is type of futuristic world where they don't just have ballistic weaponry. Let's see here. We got another leg like this one. We are going to use the instructions so we know exactly which legs are supposed to go where. I don't think I need too many instructions. I think I can just go with that one. Putting them together will be easy enough. And then we have another weapon, which in the drawing, the weapons look like ray guns. These look like miniguns. So minor alteration, I guess, to what they're supposed to look like. There's the silica pack. And here's the base. It's good and heavy. Good and heavy. Polystone. Iron Studios. MOJO. 1/10. And this is the deluxe version. Art scale. So, this will be the front of the statue based off of the diagram in the instructions. Again, fun that it came with instructions. None of their other ones did so far. Oh, we still have some appendages here. Another leg. One of the spider legs. And then we have a good bit of wrapping on this one. I like how well they wrap everything. And again, it's not like that ash statue that I did where my dumbass broke it. His tail, mechanical tail, scorpion-like tail, which you can shoot lasers from, grab people with. Pretty detailed, pretty nice looking here. Set that to the side. I think that's the last appendage before we get to one of the legs. See in the picture here, it's different. One of the legs is already attached to the big blob man himself, the main man, MOJO. Very smooth, rubbing that belly like Buddha. But yeah, we got MOJO here. Now we're gonna figure out where things go. Nope. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that base is backwards. No, there. I see the plug-in hole now. We're gonna flip through the instructions because I am one of those people that will use instructions if they give them to you. So MOJO. Goes right onto here. There's a peg hole there. Okay, yep, because there's a hole, a little indentation in the base for the leg. So, one of these, the first legs to go in, this one, because along the base of his body here, you can actually see the indentations in the hole there. I'll put him on there so we look Make sure it syncs up. Yep, because there's little indentations in the base where his legs are going down in. Yep, now we're going to do one of these legs back here. The key is just figuring out which one goes where. Little indentation there. Yeah. Okay, and then we have here. Yep. All right. We got all the legs. All the main support legs. And then on the front here, we got his little dragon legs. Little claw legs. Here. Yep. Trying to find the right angle to get it in there. There we go. And then, again, these weapon arms in the book look different than what they got sent. Maybe it's because it's the deluxe version. I don't know. This is pretty easy. As long as I don't get them backwards. I don't think they are backwards. I think these are the right ones. Just trying to find the groove holes for them to go into. And see the peg holes. There we go. Oh, that's right. I don't think that's right. I found the hole. Try it on this side here. There's a hole. Just trying to find the hole for the metal part to go feed into. Not exactly easy. Feels like it should be right there. Because this one does not look like it should go on this side. And I found the hole for it here. But it doesn't want to go. Doesn't want to go in all the way. These are not like magnetically locking this time around, which to me is interesting because the other ones did. This should go right here. Yeah, that should go right there. And this one, I found the hole for that one there. Yeah, that one goes, this definitely goes on the left side. And this one definitely goes over here somewhere. Somehow. I don't know, maybe it's just, it's supposed to go right in here somewhere. And I don't have a little light to look. But the diagram shows them right here. I just don't get it. feeling all around there. This looks like the peg hole. Well, it looks like a part hole. But it doesn't seem like the peg hole. Maybe the peg hole didn't get drilled out all the way. Because I cannot find an angle. Wait. Aha! There it goes. Now it's fitted in there right. Guess you can just adjust it a little bit, how you want it to sit. And then the tail. Now this should be simple enough. Should go right. There we go. Now I just got to line up that metal peg. Is that it? Yeah, it should fit right in there. I found the hole for the main part, the rectangular piece here. Just trying to find this groove hole for the support piece. It feels like I found it, but it feels like it's not centered. Unless it's not supposed to be centered, but it's all, you know, it barely has an angle to it there. And I'm thinking about doing some Legos. I've been looking around at Legos, certain ones that I might want to get to build in the future, do some build videos for Legos. You know, there's a lot of sets of Legos out there that are pretty cool, that I might want to start collecting and getting. Oh my goodness. Okay, what, you want down? I'll move the box so you can get down. You can sense Daddy's get. I know. Thank you. You're very lovey today. I know. You're making a video. Lincoln, we're making a video. We're trying to get this together. Can I finish this? You little squishy face. Okay. That's enough for right now. Let me finish this. Everyone wants us to finish this so they can get on with their Saturday. So maybe they can go see Masters of the Universe or Scary Movie tonight. They're just like, Jason, what is taking you so long putting this thing together? Hey, it's not easy sometimes. This is the hardest one I've had so far. Maybe that's why they were on sale. No. They probably just didn't sell as many because Mojo's a good villain. He's sadistic. Is he necessarily evil? I mean, his actions are definitely evil. Thank you, Lincoln. Okay, that's enough. Okay. Come on now. What is going on here? Let me try and spin. Just take that off for a second. There it is. I see it now. Just had to turn it so I could see in the light a little better. Right over it. It's like right there. Oh, Lincoln, stop. Lay down. Lay down. Come on. Lay down. I don't need you to keep kissing my head. Trying to get this done, bud. I had it. Just had it. It's like the angle is just not right trying to fit it in there. Lincoln, stop. Stop. And you see, I'm not like some internet people that use their dogs as props. He's a dog. And he just wants attention. wants to give love. He doesn't realize Daddy is getting frustrated trying to get this thing in there. It's like it's really tight. I've got it in the hole now. I'm just trying to find the angle to get the press in there. It's very tight. It just doesn't want to snap in. It just doesn't want to fit in the hole. That's what she said. It's like this one seems loose. These all seem sturdy. This turns, obviously, and this one just pulled right out again. I managed to get it in the hole one time. I'll get in here another time. I've got it mostly in. This tail piece. Like, it's in the hole. It's just not moving forward. I mean, it's pretty solid, but you would think it should be in tighter because it does have a cut groove for that rectangular plug-in. But then again, this is, like I said, those pieces aren't snapping in like those magnetics were on the other statues that we did from Iron Studios. There we go. All right. I think that's where we're going to leave that because I can't get this in any further than it is. Maybe if someone from Iron Studios sees this video and can say, hey, it might be a little defective. But there you go. There's the finished man himself, the main man MOJO. He's got his guns. Very detailed. I will say that. And I did get him, like I said, I think I got him on sale. But it's not that I don't like MOJO as a villain. He is a very good villain, very fun. He's where Longshot from the X-Men gets introduced, whose power is beating probabilities. It's kind of like Domino with luck, but his is more probability based. And Spiral, who can open dimensional gateways with all her arms. She's like his main henchman. She also controls this is MOJO Vision. MOJO World is a TV world for entertainment, and she controls MOJO Vision with all the arms, controlling the signals going out to where they're going. They did a statue of her. I think they're sold out now of her, so if I wanted her to go with him, she's okay. She's a very stylized looking character, but there are other statues I've been looking for that Iron Studios has done. I'm still looking for a Jason Voorhees statue and a Freddy statue, and I want the deluxe ones of each of those. I don't want just the standard versions. We're going to move the camera back just a little so you can see this thing just sitting here. There you go. Now we're going to talk a little. We'll have a little powwow chat because today is June 6th. And what happened in history in June 6th, 1944? D-Day. And on this day, like some days you have certain movies you like to watch, sometimes you're just like, you're sitting there scrolling through streaming services, not knowing what you want to watch. But certain days, like certain holidays, certain historic days, I like to watch certain things. Like today, I will be popping on Saving Private Ryan. It's a great D-Day movie. The opening scene can be pretty gut-wrenching as far as what you're going to see. And from some of the things that I've read and some videos that I've watched with people that experienced D-Day, the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan, they did a pretty good job at depicting what those men went through when they hit the beaches. Two other movies that I'm going to watch today that involve D-Day, but are not historically accurate, or could even be said that are closely even, D-Day movies, but they are in a way. The one is called The Devil's Rock. It's a horror film. It's on Amazon. I don't know where you can stream Saving Private Ryan right now. I didn't look it up. I have the movie. You know, it's one of those movies you own because it's very well done. Um, but yeah, the other one is The Devil's Rock, which is on the eve of D-Day, and it follows two British soldiers that sneak on one of the beaches, get to a bunker, and it deals with like Nazi occult. Like the Nazis are trying to use the occult. Well, both of the movies I'm going to mention here deal with Nazi occult because there's always the rumors and theories of Nazis using occultism in their practices. You know, the spear of Longinus. You know, Hitler having that when it came to the Blitzkrieg, and he was able to roll over countries overnight, basically, because of the power of the spear of destiny. And the Thule Society rumors, the grill saucer technology. I mean, there is some scientific stuff that they really did that we would consider far science back then. V2 rockets, we stole that stuff. I mean, that's what Operation Paperclip was all about, bringing over scientists to that we could find use for, and giving them new identities and hiding them, even though they were Nazis. The Catholic Church helped a lot of Nazis get out that way too, not necessarily just through Operation Paperclip, but you know, they paid off the church to help them out. Just like that's why sanctuary doesn't matter to the Catholic Church, because no one believes in sanctuary anymore after what they did in World War II, giving over people that, you know, sought sanctuary within their walls. And they just, when the Nazis rolled up, they were like, here you go, sanctuary be damned. I mean, church did have a Nazi pope for a little while. I think that's when my mom lost her faith in the Catholic Church, not in God himself, herself, itself. But in the church itself because of who they made the Pope at the time. And that man, when they made him Pope, within less than a year, he looked like Emperor freaking Palpatine, the way he looked. Like, he aged overnight. Like, they say, you know, being in a position of power ages you. Not like you got, like, force blast in the face with force lightning. I mean, heck, he turned to Emperor Palpatine of the Catholic Church. But anyway, I digress. Back to the movies. Yeah, Devil's Rock. Very small cast. Practical effects. Interesting. More very psychological horror. Eve of D-Day, so that'll be a movie I'll watch tonight. The other one is Overlord. It's a more recent film and very historically inaccurate in the way of their casting. And they went very diverse with their casting. I think that was a bad robot movie too. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the opening scene of the planes with the airborne troops flying over all the Navy ships and then them dropping in to Normandy because they were getting behind enemy lines to disrupt communications. That's what the airborne did in World War II. Disrupt communications and basically not establish a beachhead, but basically the start of like real guerrilla warfare, like disrupt supply lines until the troops could get to you, until the main group of, you know, armored and infantry from the beaches could get to you. Another good series, mini-series, if you're interested, Band of Brothers. Great casting, great acting, great directing, great mini-series. And last time I checked, I don't know if it's still on there, but it was on HBO and maybe even Netflix. I don't know if they're still on, if it's still on there. Check it out. If you haven't watched it, listening to the vets, the old guys that are portrayed in the show, they got the actual guys that were still alive in production when they were making the show. It goes from before Normandy to This is the paratroopers. These are the Army Ranger paratroopers that were sent behind the enemy lines. Which, if you remember Saving Private Ryan, that's what Private Ryan was. He was one of the airborne 101st that they had all the misdrops. It's because they flew at night. They didn't know where exactly they were for their drop zones, and they were taking flak fire. Because, and Band of Brothers, though, talks about all the times they had to cancel drops because of certain weather conditions. They couldn't fly from Britain to France to get behind enemy lines and make it to the drop zones because of weather. Good show. Again, my movies today: Saving Private Ryan, The Devil's Rock, and Project Overlord. I'm doing the more realistic one first, and then the two more fantastical ones after one, which is basically the Eve of D-Day and then the D-Day with the paratroopers. And the reason Project Overlord is fantastical is, again, it's occult stuff. This one's dealing with, like, zombie flesh golem type people, like what they're trying to do with, like, a serum to make super soldiers, make the dead be soldiers for them. But the other fantastical element of it is the black paratroopers. No offense to anybody who, just in 1944 there weren't black paratroopers. The movie Pearl Harbor is a great example, and I will watch that on Pearl Harbor Day in December. And because I like the action sequence, the lovey-dovey love triangle thing, but I like talking about the pilots going over to Europe and fighting with them, helping the battle there, the air battles, and then the actual attack on Pearl Harbor, and then also the Doolittle raid. Those are all really good points in that movie. Not to mention that another good point was Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character, who played the cook on one of the ships. I think it was in the Indianapolis. I can't remember what ship it was specifically. Excuse me. First get a little dry from talking. But yeah, his character, that is based on real history. Like, they wouldn't let black people shoot guns in the military or really train with firearms because of the political and cultural atmosphere that we lived in the United States at the time. Even though, look how long it was from the abolishment of slavery to World War II. It is decades. But there were still, stigmas. I mean, not to mention racist presidents, too. There were a bunch of, Woodrow Wilson being one of them. But yeah, good. Pearl Harbor is one of the ones I'll say I liked it. Saving Private Ryan is one of those ones I loved it. Overlord and The Devil's Rock I like. But Saving Private Ryan is one that you'll very rarely hear me say I love. I love Saving Private Ryan. I love Private Ryan. I love Saving Private Ryan. It was just an overall well done film. Lots of good character development. Very, very excellent casting. Especially for even the opening scene casting. All those support characters that most of them die. You just saw some of their faces and you're just like, wow, this guy's a nobody actor, but he looks like he would have stormed the beaches of Normandy. You had a guy in there that looked like he probably was from the Appalachian Mountain regions of Tennessee or West Virginia or even Pennsylvania. You had the guys from New York. You had the guys from Texas. All these guys thrown together for a common goal to stop Nazis. And there's really no Nazis today. There used to be the neo-Nazis. I mean, you had a lot of Nazis out in California during the 80s and 90s. Hell, Chicago had Nazis in it. until the 80s. Look at watch the Blues Brothers when they're running from all the cops towards the climax of that movie, and they drive through the Nazi rally, and then the Nazis all jump in their station wagons to start chasing the Blues Brothers. There was a big Nazi movement here in the United States. A lot of people forget that. There was the party was live here 40 years, up to 40 years, maybe even longer, after World War II ended. Especially VE Day, Victory in Europe Day. You know, he's getting comfy. He's snoring. He's still snoring. But yeah, guys, enjoy your weekend. Like I said, scary movie, Masters of the Universe. Like both those films. They're calling for thunderstorms here where I live. So if it's a rainy day and you're just like got nothing to do, like, you don't go to sports events or there's not one in your area, you're like, hey, I'll just go see one of those movies. I will say both are worth going to a matinee of, where you save that little bit of money for the cost of a movie ticket. I think the movie ticket for Scary Movie was $16 last night. It's not horrible. I've been to more expensive theaters, but they also are better theaters. But I have one theater in my town. It's an AMC. It used to be a Carmike. But it's nothing like when I, would go to a theater in New York City with one of my exes. There, oh my God, it was like sitting in a recliner in that theater. When I saw Dune Part 1. And we ate a gummy before going, and she fell asleep, which I didn't expect her to stay awake for that movie. But I woke her up at the end, and I stayed awake for the whole thing because it was just visual. Dune, the new Denis Villeneuve, whatever his name is, the new Dune films, I loved both of them. Do I have apprehensions of the second one? Of course. But it's the same. Zendaya. She needs to emote better in films. And I'm getting off track here because I am going to do a Dune Part 3 review when I go and see that later this year. Got myself another gift card for AMC. I did notice, and I forgot to mention this because they didn't have them sitting out Thursday, and I was a little annoyed when I went to AMC for the matinee of Masters of the Universe. The AMC theater had a Skeletor popcorn bucket, and they had all these collectible like sippy cups with different toppers to them. That just didn't intrigue me enough to get that. I did see on their website, I did see someone there with a big plastic Sword of Power. If I'm going to get a Sword of Power, it's going to be a good replica of it for to hang on my wall. I'm not getting a cheap plastic drink thing. As far as popcorn buckets go, you need to wow me more than just a head of Skeletor. Skeletor is cool and all, but I pre-ordered a statue of Skeletor from this movie, and I'm glad I did because I actually like Skeletor in this movie. Again, like I said, he's kind of like that meme that you see on social media all the time of Skeletor memes and fun fact, interesting fact, did you know, kind of Skeletor, and then he'd chuckle and until next time, run off. Which still they crack me up. So, like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys for tuning in again. MOJO, the main man. I debated doing this one or doing Wolverines because PlayStation Game Showcase came out this week. And they debuted the new Wolverine movie. I need to watch that trailer a couple more times this week to really break it down, to talk about when I'm doing the Wolverine statues, which I'm going to do next Saturday. I'm going to do both Wolverine statues next Saturday because I've got no new statues coming in. And I only have 4 statues left that I own right now to do, so that's why I'm looking at other things to be doing in the future. But next week is going to be both Wolverine statues, and we're going to talk about that new game that Insomniac made. after I rewatch the trailer at least one or two more times, maybe even slow it down, do a little frame by frame, and really analyze what we're seeing in it. 'Cause I already have certain things I can critique about that game that we know they sweet baby inked the hell out of it. So, but hey, enjoy your weekend. Um, if I plan on making any videos this week, I'll put a post up and let you know beforehand. I hope you enjoy MOJO, because he was the hardest statue to put together, but he is very detailed. He's very cool looking. He's going to fit well on a shelf. And once we get all these statues put together, then I'll get to show you the case that they're in once I clean the glass, because it's got fingerprints all over right now from every week putting new statues in there. I just figured it's gonna clean the glass before I do the showcase of the statue case. That way you guys can see it really well, the different lighting that I have in it, because they are lighted statue cases, which is what I wanted for this. I can sit over there on my weight bench, do hand weights before I do turn the lights on, so I can sit there and just stare at my statues, turn some music on, and do hand weights, and I have a barbell and I have a curl bar. But I can just stand there and stare at my statues while I listen to music or a movie, and yeah. So MOJO, the main man, the MOJO world, X-Men. I'm just gonna turn that a little. Again, the diagrams don't exactly match up for the guns with this compared to what they show. The book shows like ray guns. They look like satellite dishes. These are mini guns, which is fine by me. It makes sense. He would have little mini Gatling gun type things. MOJO. Anyway, have a nice weekend. Enjoy any movies you see. I like the Fright Rag stuff. We did too. This is another Fright Rag shirt. Darkman. The only Sam Raimi superhero movie. But I would love to see a crossover of Darkman with Ash from Ash versus, because I think Darkman and Ash would have fun together. But ironically, it starts out, Liam Neeson is Darkman. And then at the end of the movie, in the last scene of the first movie, because they made other ones, but the first one's the best one. In the last scene, you see Bruce Campbell's face, like Darkman put on the face of Bruce Campbell to escape into the crowd. So, but yeah, MOJO, looking good, rubbing his Betty Lip Buddha. You would not like that. And he's more jiggly. I don't want this statue to be jiggly. I like that how firm and strong these things are. He's got his little claws at the bottom here, little pinchers to walk around with. So, but yeah, have a good weekend, guys, and we will talk to you and see you later.